Naked Shamanism. Welcome to With Insights Radio. I'm your host, Iggy Garcia. I will take you on a journey across the universe through shamanism, metaphysical, and holistic. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Welcome to Iggy Garcia Live. I'm Iggy Garcia, of course. I want to welcome everybody to the show. This is a live stream on Facebook. This is also going to be pre-recorded for YouTube and all the other media outlets. And today I just kind of want to say hi to everybody. I've been kind of doing my own little thing here and lost a little bit in my own little world and just trying to keep up and do the things that I need to do. But I want to take a moment to just sit here and just take a moment to relax and to just kind of gather yourself a little bit with the energy and just kind of resonate, with now that we're into fall. The new one of my favorite seasons is fall. Fall is one of those times that we're just it's releasing now. It's time to let go and just drop the old energy, drop the old leaves, drop that old skin, drop all those things that we're attached to, all the things that we were in the spring, and the things we did in the summer, the things that now we're preparing ourselves to go into fall. And from fall, we go into winter. And we're going into the different cycles of our own lives. Yesterday was my grandson's birthday. He turned 1, which was really cool. It was exciting to see him, and I got him a little drum. He was really excited about that drum. He played it, and then my granddaughter Liliana, who's going to be 8 months old, she grabbed the drum and started playing it too. So that's kind of like a little drum family. So I'm pretty excited about my grandkids. They You get to see yourself through them a little bit. I saw through my kids I could see myself, but not as much. I see more of myself through my grandchildren, which is kind of funny. Kind of explains a lot of things why my dad acts the way he does sometimes, why he sees my kids and he's going, something he remembers about his youth. So I find that real comical. There's a comical spin about it when you see your grandkids, and all of a sudden you see yourself in the process. So some people say there's no sound, so I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Via a Facebook thing. I'm not sure. Let me know if you can hear me now. If not, we'll have to start over again. Okay, so should be sound. I'm not sure. Can you guys hear me? 1, 2, 3. If for some reason you can't hear it, maybe you have your phone down, maybe something's down. Regardless, I am recording this. Hopefully we can do this. So if you guys in the chat can let me know one more time if you can hear me or not. Let me see if we can hear each other, because this is a good show that I really want to cover a lot of stuff on. So Chris, Tila, can you guys hear me? I hear now. Okay, that's good. That's a good sign. We're hearing each other. Technology can be kind of our friend or not our friend. So depending. So I was talking about my grandkids. And with my grandkids, I get to see myself a little bit through them. I see the little quirks. I see those little things that pass from one generation to the next that you get to see. So my grandkids are actually have great grandparents too. So they don't just have grandparents; they have also great great grandparents. So my dad's still alive, and Susie's parents are still alive. So they get to experience that. Will they remember them? It's hard to say. Maybe, maybe not. But children are very magical. Children are our future. They're 20% of our population. They're 100% of our future. So they're very, very important to us and how we raise them and how we indoctrinate them into the world. They learn everything in most things from us, from the parents, and from the family unit, if there is a family unit. And sometimes in this country and other countries, they don't. Kids don't have either a mother or a father, or mostly mainly a father figure, somebody can show the ropes. And moms do a fantastic, wonderful job as well. I'm not taking anything away from mothers, single parent mothers or fathers, but there is something about being in a community and being together and working together. Village is a completely different topic, and I really don't want to cover that. That's a whole different animal in itself. The community is something where you can actually go be part of something, and then you can go back to your life. In a village, it's different. In community, you can expand, share ideas, and then no one really criticizes you about them, or no one really challenges you. You may have debates and talk a little bit about it, but you return back to your own little core groups with those ideas that you share together. So today my topic was was kind of funny. It's 7.5 billion, okay, 7.5 billion, okay, manifestations occurring, you know, simultaneously. This world is based on energy, based on, the reality, the facts of the 3D world. The 3D world is something that we all take part in. We're all involved, regardless if we want to or not. It does affect us. And we are challenged by it. There is a construct, there is a system that's made, and, we live in this. Can you imagine, everything, all the tools and all things that we're learning through life about creating and manifesting our own creation, our own ideas, and our own worlds. But yeah, there's 7.5 billion of us. Okay, some of us manifesting positively, some of us manifesting negative, some of us being indifferent, some of us just being, aloof. But we're all manifesting. It doesn't matter how you look at it. That is a big, beautiful, thing to think about. A very cosmic way of thinking about how you're part of something much larger than just your community, just your world that you live in, just this little place that we call home. We all live in these little square boxes or round boxes, whatever you want to call them, but we live in some type of structure where we separate ourselves from the other half, the other part of the world, where we can go into our little space and do and be what we want to be and need to be for our families, for our friends, for ourselves, for our pets, whoever we associate with, whoever we're with. And so, and I thought about that the other day. I was like 7.5 billion people all wanting something, needing something. And I'm like most people. Sometimes I watch the news, sometimes I don't. But when you watch the news, you sit there and you go, and you're just in awe how all these things can go on in the planet simultaneously. How we can have a war, how we could be in peaceful marches, how we can be in, in a peaceful place, and then we can be in such an adverse place, and then how we damage so much this way or that way. It's just it blows my mind. And that heartbeat of the earth keeps beating though. She never really stops. She keeps going, regardless with or without us. There's a big message how we should protect her and honor her and respect her, and that message is very powerful from her. And the reason she gives us that message is because in our reality, we're affected by her. We're affected by that. And if we don't do something about that, then it doesn't really hurt the earth. It hurts us, the human beings on here, the animals, the creatures, the plant forms, everything that, is needs to be sustained. And this plant sustains us. This plant is what keeps us going. Without the atmosphere, this big bubble, this big fishbowl we're in, we don't have the atmosphere, then it makes it very difficult for us to live. It'll make us very difficult. We'll probably perish most likely. But regardless, 7.5 billion people, and they're all thinking about, spirituality, meditation, prayer, forgiveness, love, hope, hate, all the emotions that run through the world. And all that energy just spiraling around in our atmosphere, in our space, in where we're at. It's hard to believe sometimes. And so sometimes we shut down as human beings. Sometimes we say, hey, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I can't be in this place. And some of us check out. Some of us decide to say, it's too much. We got to go. I got to get out of here. And then some of us struggle along. Some of us work through the process and do what we need to do. But yet, 7.5 billion people, okay? It makes it sound like we're not really valid, but we are valid. We make a difference. Just talking to you guys on this show might make a difference for one person. If it makes a difference for one person, then we've done our job. We've done what we need to do, what we came to do. We came to this planet to do, to succeed, to become, successful, to, procreate, to do the things we can. If we can't procreate, we can create creations, ideas, birth new, you know, visions, all kinds of things. So creation is not just, having sex and having babies. That's a powerful gift, but there's other ways also. 7.5 billion people, means that there's something special about being on this planet. There's something very magical about being here in this time, in this place. We want to be part of this. We want to be part of this incarnation, this planet, this time. Every single one of us are born in the bright, proper time. You're here in 2016. If you were born in 2016 or 1966, that was the exact moment that you were supposed to arrive here on planet Earth. This is when you need to be here. This is when we need you. This is when we have to have you. So 7.5 billion, you're in the group. When I was born, it wasn't even close to that. But there comes a point where when people don't have, when people don't have the material things per se, then they have family. Then they have time to be with the people they love. And so we create, we have more time to spend with our families. We have more sex and we have more kids, and some of them are by invitation, some of it's not, and we know that. But this is the world we live in. So how do we change this world? So what do we change in this world? I mean, with 7.5 billion thoughts and minds and ideas and manifestations, in which direction are we trying to change? So, but I also put the Tin Man. The Tin Man is also about many aspects. So those of you who've seen The Wizard of Oz probably understand the Tin Man. And then he was rusted, couldn't move, and he just like, wanted to just, he wanted to be different. He wanted to have the capacity to love, the capacity to feel, the capacity, to have a heart. But a lot of us, we become very locked up. We become very rusted in our belief systems because we don't see another way out. We don't see a different light. We don't see a different avenue. And then, it's real easy to stay in that same shape, in that same direction. Our arms only move this way, and then our heart only moves a certain way. And then our emotions are triggered by our heart triggers our emotions. And then we act a certain way, then when we behave a certain way, and then we have certain types of, emotions about it. So I want to welcome everybody to the chat and thank you for joining me this morning. And we're talking about 7.5 billion people and the Tin Man. I've been a Tin Man. I've been a man who's, given away my feelings, my emotions, my spirit to many people, not just people in my immediate family, but just all kinds. But I came to a point where, I realized, I'm 49 and I'm tired of giving myself away. I'm tired of giving away the aspects of me who I believe I am. And I don't have that arrogant feel that I'm like going, well, you don't like me, then, that's too bad. I don't come across like that because that doesn't help either. That doesn't help you because then what happens? You become isolated. You become an island, and then you become this person who has to deal only with yourself. Then you have no way to reflect back onto what you really are, how you approach the world, how you express yourself to the world. That's why it's important to have friends. It's important to have people. It's important to have, you know, bonding sessions and community, church, affiliations and different things, because then you can see different aspects of different people and how they respond to you and how you respond to them and how they respond to the political landscape of the world. The political landscape of the world is nothing that's not changed. Something that's been around forever. We talk about wars. Wars have been around forever. We talk about politics. Politics been around forever. We talk about religion. That's been around forever. These aren't new things. They're just new things with new spins and new evolutions into them. So when we talk about politics and we talk about the characters who represent in politics, we're talking about ideologies and beliefs that we allow to form and create over a period of time. Excuse me, the reason we are and where we're at today is because of the foundations we set before us, prior to us, you know, and they just work their way up. They trickle back up to us or down, however you want to look at it, but it comes back. And then from this point also, we're also going to be able to create a foundation and to create a future presence of how we want to be governed. How do we want to, practice our spiritualities, practice our religions, practice our belief systems. It all is going to be dictated today in this present moment, not necessarily in the future, but now. Today, we make the difference today. Everything that we do into the future is today. That's why we get frustrated with ourselves in the moment sometimes because we didn't think that we did enough yesterday to get us where we need to be today. So I challenge you and I encourage you to do things today that will propel you into the future, will become today, will become your moment. So you don't have those frustrations. We can learn, engage from the past, yes. We can be like the Tin Man. We can sit and watch and be rusted and observe and not be able to do anything. But at some point, someone has to oil our heart. Someone has to oil our joints. Somebody will move you. It doesn't matter if it's in positive or negative. Somebody's going to move something and stir something inside of you that has never been stirred or will be stirred once, finally, for the first time. And you know what? Don't beat yourself up if you're 60, 70, or 80, or 25. Embrace the change that comes in that moment, because that was when you were supposed to excel. That's when you were supposed to go, wow, I get it now. Sometimes we're in preparation. We're in preparation to be where we need to be today. We're in the place where we have to go, where we have to manifest ourselves to. There is no destination. You hear that all the time. Life is a journey, not a destination. And that's true, but we have short destinations that we go to within our journey. So that's a half truth. If you think about it, there are destinations within the journey that get us to where we want to be, but we're always continuously moving. And it's okay to have destinations. Those destinations would be called goals, desires, dreams, and things that we want. And we can also change those as we move through our journey, when they don't serve us. Sometimes we're moving along, excuse me, and we don't we don't veer from our path, and which is okay. But it's okay to look to the left, it's okay to look to the right. Sometimes we need to gauge to see, make sure we're in the right direction, going around the right place. We have to set a course, set a map, set an intention. Sometimes some of us just go through life floating and thinking that something's going to change. Yeah, things will change. You're going to get older, and eventually you're going to get frustrated, and eventually you're going to be at the point where you're going to go, wow, what did I do? What happened in my life? But not everybody's like that. I'm just saying some of us are like that. So I encourage you to just, look back at your life right now, right today. Just look and just go, am I where I want to be today? What did I do the last 5 years? What did I just do the last month? What did I do just last week? What did I do yesterday that puts me forward into, the place I need to be? What is it? Where is it that you want to go? What is it that you want to experience? What is it that you want to accomplish? Have more money? Have success? There are many people who have had tons of money and tons of success, but they're not happy, you know? So, really asking yourself, what is it that you're looking for? What is it that you truly, truly want? What is that? Does the earth go around going, well, I want more human beings on me? Do I want 7.5 billion people? Excuse me. So, pardon me for coughing while I'm talking on the show, but we really have to sometimes think about where we want to be and what that truly means. What it truly means to be where we want to be. Right now, I'm just going to use an example, the political scene in our country, in the United States. We are having a lot of factionism where we're all factioned off to one way or another, and some of us are dead in the middle. Some of us say, well, we got to vote Trump out. So everybody's got to, or some people are like, oh, Hillary Clinton's a liar, blah blah blah. But regardless of what's happening, I see people trying to parent, and I see people trying to bully people, into making decisions about candidates. But here's my spin. Hillary Clinton's kind of the old establishment, so I'm not voting for either one. Or don't want you to think that way. So when I say this, she comes from the old paradigm, the old energy, which we have a lot of. But so does Donald Trump. But yet he comes from a different type of energy where he awakens parts of us that have been kind of shut off, kind of parts that we don't think about anymore because our minds are not kind of there. But what he's done, he's actually opened up our eyes to see things that we've been hiding, also the shadow aspects of ourselves. A lot of people call him racist. A lot of people call the people who he represents racist. You know, I can't say they are or not. That's not my place to judge. My place to say the judge is only I judge myself. How I respond, how I feel about it. But I'll tell you right now, Donald Trump has awakened people to say, hey, you know what? There's obviously a problem here. Not that anybody hasn't either, but he's taken to the extreme factor. To actually say, hey, this or that. Is it ugly? Yeah, it's ugly. And the way he does it may not be politically correct, but if you want to live in a politically correct world, then, you have to align your energies where you feel like that needs to be. But I see that people are aligning themselves one way or the other. And you know what? People have the right to align themselves where they need to be and who they entrust and where they think they should be. And that's why we vote. But here's the thing. One way or another, one of those two people will win. How do you I'm going to ask everybody individually, in your mind, think about this. How will you respond? How will you react? How will you adjust to a Hillary Clinton presidency or a Donald Trump presidency? You know, fear plays a big part in it. I see a lot of fear. People push fear. Oh, if you don't vote, we're gonna have Hitler too. Can't compare Donald Trump to Hitler. I'm sorry. As much as I don't necessarily like the guy, he's nothing like Hitler. Hitler's a one cat who's just I don't think anybody should be compared to unless I hope we never see what happened. Now, people are standing up and voicing their concerns because Hitler also, when he was running for his political offices, he had his ideologies and beliefs that carried on through. So I think what people are actually seeing, they want to stop it before it grows, before it goes any further. And that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm thinking. If someone would have just stepped up to Hitler and said something, then maybe we wouldn't have all the atrocities we had, the Holocaust. Maybe. I'm not sure. This is my thinking. But how would you know? How did anybody know? I'm not German. I don't know what the German people were going through, but something wasn't right. The American people, something's not right here. Something's not connecting where we feel right about things. That's the only thing I can think about. So you have 7.5 billion people on this planet, and then we have, millions of people here in the United States, and they all have their concerns you know, in belief systems and stuff. So we're in a crossroads. We're in a place where we're going to go one way or the other. It doesn't matter. That's because we created that system. That system has been created by our ancestors, people who come before us, that we're going to go this way or that way. We have other parties, but those parties are not represented properly because of the way the bigger parties keep them down. They have great ideas, but we will never hear those ideas because our 3D world has been corrupted. It has been challenged, and it has been made into a way that we can't see certain things. We kind of like this, like blinders on, and we don't even know we have blinders on. Sometimes I don't know how I'm on, but they're there. They push and feed and show us exactly what we want to see, what we need to see. And that's the kind of stuff that can cause a lot of problems, but it also could keep you in line. I don't know. But if you want to see change in the world, then this is the old cliche, then you must be the change that you want to see in the world. So, how do you change your world? For those of you who follow my blogs and those of you who follow me on Instagram, I have a little series called 1 Minute Changes. Okay, one day I was just sitting around going, you know, how do we change? How can we change in an instant versus over a 20-day period to make a habit? It takes 21 days to form a habit, a good positive habit, according to psychologists, according to doctors, according to this or that. I'm neither nor or that. Okay, I'm not a doctor. I'm a spiritualist. I am a shamanic practitioner. I do things in a different realm, a different way of thinking, different way of understanding, a different way to look at the world than maybe the average person, whatever average is. I don't know. But I made these little mini series called 1 Minute Changes because we live a very busy life, and a lot of us are on this thing called social media. You guys are all on it with me, or listening to it, or will listen to this. And so I'm thinking, what can I do? What can I do to help my fellow man and woman, you know, achieve goals and achieve life, and just make a difference in their own little bubble? And I'm thinking, well, why don't you do what you do? Why don't you share what you do? All the little things that you do, all the little quirks and the little things, little fun things you do. Singing, dancing, laughing. And all that takes is just matter of minutes, a minute. And so I thought, why don't I do a 2 minute thing? I said, no, that's too long. I said, I'm just going to go with 1 minute. In 1 minute, man, most of us make our decision up in 1 minute or less. We're either going to do it or we're not going to do it. So there's no bull crap in anybody, into 5 minute deals. 1 minute, I can smile in 2 seconds. Put a big smile on. Hey, how you doing? You know, hey, you gotta. It changes your vibration. When you flip your mouth up, and you look in the mirror, and you look at the camera, and you're going, there you are, Iggy. All right. There's something about that. Now, for some people, it's very hard. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to deny it. And then whistling, singing, dancing. One of my videos was dancing. Just get you in the groove. Moving, because sometimes all it takes is just a flip of a switch, like flipping a coin. I either want to be angry or you want to be happy. So it's up to you. It doesn't matter how much or what's going on in your life or who's pissing you off. You still can make that decision. Your heartbeat's important to keep your system in line, to keep yourself in check, to make sure that you're healthy. You may not be working out, but you got to be working up here. You got to be working up out here so you can work up out here in your heart. Because if you don't work out out here, it all starts up here in your mind, up in this big cavity right here, this big organ up here, this thing that's never seen light ever in its entire life, and it's translating what light looks like, or what video looks like, or what I look like. Because I guarantee you, I asked 10 people on this chat what I look like. All of them give you a different answer. Oh, he's cute, he's chubby. Oh, he's panda, blah, blah, blah. You get all these different answers. But our heartbeat, I got this tuning fork at Great Council. Dr. Hyde gave it to me, which I thought was kind of funny. His name was Hyde, Dr. Hyde. But yeah, and it's tuned to the frequency of the earth, the heartbeat of the earth. So I'm gonna attempt to. Very powerful. I love that thing. You just put on different parts of your body where you're not feeling, and you don't feel like the energy is flowing properly, the meridians aren't moving through, or the lymphatic system's not pushing. It just does amazing stuff. I just put on top of my head, and I can feel that. Take me to your leader. Yeah. Or what are we eating today? No. Um. All right. Give you a little slingshot too. You just gotta be creative. You've gotta be spontaneous. And it's not hard. And I don't want to hear this. Well, it's not my personality. Well, then find it within your personality. What makes you tick? What makes you move? What makes you want to have fun? Don't be that grumpy butt face, person who, for some reason always has to be the annoyance in the group. For once, try to be the guy or the girl who, can make a difference and change the room in a positive light. We've got enough people who can make the world, a miserable place. But we need more and more people who can make the world a great place in 2 seconds, 3 seconds, or four. You know, saying hello to somebody. Hi, how are you? You'd be surprised what that does to people. Just saying hi, acknowledging them. But most of us walk like this. They're looking at me. Oh, that might be some kind of pedophile or something. Yeah, you gotta be cautious. I'm not saying go home with that guy. I just or that girl. I'm just saying, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Hey, how are you? Nod head. We all do it differently. But if we were more kind to each other and more kind to ourselves, maybe it's just us not being kind to us. So it's hard to be kind to somebody else. Say, hey, to say hello to somebody else is hard because we don't know how to say hi to ourselves. When's the last time you look in the mirror and go, hey, how you doing, Iggy? How's it going? Well, I do it all the time, but that exclude me. I'm asking you. How many times do you look in the mirror and go, well, hey, there you are. There you are, beautiful person. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad that you're moving us along on this planet. And I'm glad that, today I've got breath. Today that my heart is kicking and beating. I mean, how many of us actually say that? How many of us give thanks to our body? How many of you actually say, thanks, to the toilets there and it works and the water's running, it would be an awful mess. Yes, awful mess. But anyhow, you know, just look, grateful for the little things. So that's why I created these little videos called 1 minute changes, because 1 minute changes is all it really takes. If you want to change your world and you want to change the world, then change your attitude, change how you look at things. It's easy for us to, put down, badge or beat up, whatever. But, at some point, we blame the bully, but at what point are we the bully to ourselves when we don't nourish and care for ourselves? I'm not saying that you don't do that, but there's a lot of us who do that, beat ourselves up. We're not worthy. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. Sometimes maybe it is something up here. I'm not here to diagnose or say anything like that, but it does start in your mind. Everything that we think about starts in mind. Just to even think to push the button to watch this live stream, it was a decision, was a choice, was a 1 minute choice, it was a 2 second choice, or just ran through your news feed a couple times and you go, oh wow, I need to watch that. I wonder what Iggy's got to say. He's always got something crazy to say, but I'm just me. I just try to be the best part of myself, and I try to share myself with the world and talk about the things that I like to talk about. And maybe that's why I enjoy what I do. Now, watch these little miniseries because they come out like maybe two every week, kind of like that. People want me to do more, but it's also like it's like giving candy. You gotta give candy. You gotta be a little bit. You can't overdose on it. You got to take it slow, take it easy. You have to try this. You have to work at this. Even the 1 minute changes, you have to work at it. It has to be something that you have to work at. Pace yourself. Something that you say, okay, I'm going to do this. Today I'm going to try to smile. Today I'm going to try to, be a little more cheerful. Today I'm just going to bounce a little bit in my step. I'm going to just have a little bounce in there. I'm going to do something. If someone drops something, I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to, self-examination, you know, and going inside and exploring who we are as human beings is important. That way we know, and where we're at. And we have bad days. I have bad days. We all have bad days. You guys hear that? We all have bad days. And you know what? Some of us are going to have bad days, but the bad days don't own you. The bad days don't own us. We are not owned by the bad days. We are owned by nothing. Our emotions, we have to say, hey, I'm in charge. Ego, I appreciate you. I thank you for being my ego, but you don't own me. Thank you for letting me know that the light is red. Thank you for letting me know the light is green. Thank you for not letting me cross the street without looking. Appreciate it. But right now, I need to be happy. I need to be in a positive place. I need to be productive. I need to be likable to me so others can see, hey, that guy's cool to be around. You know, it's not easy sometimes to wave to somebody, sometimes to say hi to somebody. But with time and practice, it doesn't matter if you say hi and they don't say hi back. Because in the mind, it rolls in their head. Well, that guy said hi, but why do you say hi? Did I know that guy? You got them to think about themselves. Did I say something? You got them to think. Then what happens is we create these emotions in our body, and then when all of a sudden we're going create thought, imagination. We start to create. We're always creating. All of us, every single one of us, are always creating. We're never not creating. Those of you who say you're not creative, okay, we need to go there. We're always creating, always. Some of us are better creators than others, but our own creation is our own creation, so it's the best creation. What you create, what you make, and how you manifest is yours. So you can amplify it to the world, you can amplify it to yourself, or just keep it within your family, or just keep it wherever you need. But you're always creating, always. It's the fun part of life to be able to create. You don't have to be the Tin Man and to be locked in and rusted in your own old emotions and old other people's emotions and other people's belief systems. Just because your parents raised you one way doesn't mean that you have to be that way. Even if it was the most positive thing, even if it was the most negative thing, Put a little oil on yourself from time to time. You know, open your heart, expand your heart, open your mind, expand it. You know, when you go outside, when you come home late after work and it's dark and the sky is clear, you ever wonder and look up at the stars and go, wow, that's a beautiful sight? Do you ever wonder that you never know that that star has burned out? That that star's light is just keep traveling to our side of the galaxy? Did you ever think that maybe another alien species, another race, someone sitting there going, wow, looking at our light, going, wow, I wonder who's there? Who's on the other side of that? I wonder if it's burned out. I wonder what they're thinking. I do, obviously, as you can tell. I think about things like that, but because I wonder, that's the curiosity of my mind. Who's on the other side of that light? Are they thinking about me? I'm thinking about them. So they're obviously thinking about me. Our minds move so quickly and so fast. We're faster than the speed of light. Who's to say that my thought didn't travel to that star? There are so many things in this universe that we cannot explain. Scientists can't explain. Religion can't explain. There are things that happen to us that we can't explain to anybody. Now you don't hear as so much. People don't get so, oh wow, because it's becoming commonplace now. It's becoming a common occurrence. I don't know if you've noticed that. I don't know if you've noticed, when people have that intuitive, oh, did you know? Most people are like, oh yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it happens to me all the time. You hear people, you hear more of that now. You hear more people going, oh yeah, yeah, dude, that happens to me all the time. Oh really? Oh, let me tell you this story, buddy, because I'll tell you what happened to me. You get a lot more now because we have awakened. We have awakened in many different aspects in different ways. And we're always awakening. We're always leveling up. Our DNA structure has changed. It will always change who we are. Our thinking changes. As we age, we change. We think. We pile on all those experiences. But I will tell you one thing that stays constant. You stay constant to the fact that you always carry all the memories and all the emotions and all the feelings that you were from the day you were conceived. Yeah, you're one, but you're one with 49 years of experience now. You're five. I'm five with 49 years of experience now. You don't think I act like a 5-year-old sometimes? I guarantee you I act like a 5-year-old. I know some people can tell you that right now. But also I know people who saying, oh, he acts much older. Because there are some circles that believe that we've already existed, that we already have lived. And that what we're looking at is just like a hologram and a version, an experience. Because our destinies have already been determined that we will die, that we will one day return to the earth in one form or another. How we experience our destiny is up to us, up to you, up to me. How I want to experience it, how I want it to be, how I want it to look like. I could be the lion, I could be the tin man, I can be the scarecrow, you know? I could be the wicked witch. I could be the wizard. I could be the flying monkeys. I could be Dorothy. I could be the mayor. I could be the hot air balloon. I could be the house that fell on top of the witch. I could be the Munchkins, who sing the Lollipop Guild song. I could be any version of that. I can experience the world in any way I want to. Like a friend of mine asked me once, why did Dorothy walk the yellow brick road? Why didn't she walk the red brick road? I don't know. I didn't even realize there was a red brick road, until he pointed it out. But those are little things like that. Because this world is created in a way where we all see it differently. And that's what makes it cool. That's what makes the world so cool, is that we all get to say, look at that. Did you see that? And someone goes, see what? That. Oh, wow. I didn't see that before. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that the most beautiful butterfly you ever saw? And one guy said, yeah, yeah, it's okay. It's cool. And then some people go, wow, that's amazing. That's beautiful. That's a big butterfly. We all experience life differently, but yet we all coexist. We all work together. in some way or another. Look at all the friends you have in your life. Look at all the people who are with you right now. All the people who stay close to you, who don't abandon you, who have not abandoned you, who've not cast you aside because of your belief systems, because of your thoughts and your ideas. You know, that's a treasure. That's a treasure. You know, it's a treasure because, sometimes they tell you things that you probably don't notice about yourself and things you never thought about. Wow. And not to tell you or parent you or judge you, but they bring out things in you to see that you probably weren't aware of. I think about that. I see my dad in a much different light than I did when I was a much younger person. I see him very wise and very old, kind of fragile now. But yet there's memories of him that, that trigger me. And just like everybody. But it doesn't change the fact that I love the man. And my mom's the same way. But I'm glad to be on this planet. I'm glad to be in this moment in time. I'm glad to be able to experience, the things that I experience. I experience some very unique emotions, some very unique situations. I experienced some very amazing, events. I experienced some very cool people. I experienced some very, very challenging things. And yet, my biggest battle is with me. That's my biggest challenge is me. Looking at myself and going, are you worthy? Can you do that? Are you able to do that? And sometimes I have to do the 1 minute, swing and say, hey, today I've got to do this. I want to do this because I need to do this. And then there's days I don't want to do anything. I'm just like everybody. We're all the same. Sometimes we just don't want to do nothing. And that's okay. That's cool. It should be that way. It should always be that way. But as long as you're not hurting somebody and you're not hurting yourself, then you do the things what's right for you. Do what's good for you. Do what is right in your heart. And sometimes doing what's right for you can be painful because not everybody's going to go along with you. Not everybody's going to walk with you down that bridge. Not everybody's going to walk down with you on that path. Not everybody's going to be able to do that. So don't set expectations that people are going to come with you. Don't set expectations because not everybody's ready to walk a path of, of whatever you want to call it, enlightenment, exploration, you know. Sometimes we have to walk into the shadows to really find out who we truly are as a human being on this planet and how we fit in 7.5 billion people, how we fit into that number, how we fit into that core group, that belief. I don't want to discount you or myself, but 7.5 billion people is a lot of people on this planet. But yet you make a difference. You make a difference. You all make a difference. Every single one of you. And most of you who are online right now listening to this show, I know a lot of you. And you all make a difference in my life. All of you have touched me in ways you'll never know. With your beliefs, with your ideas, with your systems. I see Mary, I see Markel, I see Tess, I see all the people who are online right now. All of you have opened up things inside of me that I can never, ever express with feelings and emotions. I just know by the core, deep part of my soul, my spirit, what that feels like. And those will be feelings and emotions I can never share, but I will attempt to. But everybody touches somebody. Everyone. Some of us for a day, some of us for life, some of us for a moment. But we all, every single one of us on this planet, move energy. We are energy. Some of us are the Tin Man. Some of us are rusted. And some of us just need a little oil. And that oil could be a smile. That oil can be a song. That oil could be laughing. That oil can be compassion and caring. That oil can be someone being stern and saying, hey, you're rusted. And our heart's there, and it beeps, and it beeps. Just like this tuning fork, tuned to the heartbeat of the earth. So just go out and do the best you can with the tools you have, because that's what you have. You have tools. We all have tools. If you need more tools, then, find people who have tools that you want. If you need a drill, buy a drill. If you need more love, figure out how to love better. If you need to be a little more assertive, then figure out what that means. Knock that rust off. Knock that Tin Man rust off. Don't be just a number. Don't be 7.5. Don't be one of the 0.75. Go beyond 7.5. Go beyond that. Because you are. You are the magic. You are the magic of this world. I'm the magic of this world. I believe that. I believe that I am here for a reason. And I hope that you believe that you're here for a reason and not just a random egg and sperm uniting and, from your parents having sex. If that's all that you believe, then I can't change that. And I'm not going to try to change that. But know that you're more than just some random act between two people. That you are 400 trillion chance, a miracle, that you are who you are today, who I am today. I'm grateful for that. That means a lot to me. That I get to experience this life, to get to experience what it means to be on this thing, this camera, on this microphone, to experience, touching another human being, watching children born, watch grandkids be born, drumming, watching handicapped children drum, handicapped adults drum, and where they can't even move, and they're trapped in their chairs, and the only thing that they can experience is their minds and what they feel and what they feel. And I work with these children and these adults, and I'm going, I don't want to say that I'm blessed in the sense that I have my faculties, but you know what? They have their faculties, they have their emotions, they have their feelings, and they have their way that they express things. And I learn so much from them and what they do and how they view life. Their view and their experience of life is no different than ours. They just have to experience it and express it in a much different way. So, my friends, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking time to listen to what I have to say and to what I'm sharing with you. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me because you could be doing anything. You could be anywhere. And I hope that, what I'm saying resonates at some level with you. And I understand that not everything is going to resonate with you. And I get that. And I'm okay with that. If you listen for 2 seconds, fine. If you listen to the whole show, fine. It doesn't matter. It just the fact that you took time to say, hey, I'm going to see what my friend has to say is super important to me. And I'm very grateful for that. So, my friends, if you need to sit and talk with me, you know where to find me. IggyGarcia.com. My numbers and information's there. Get a hold of me. But remember, 7.5 billion in the Tin Man. Peace out. I love you guys very much. Thank you for taking time to be here. Enjoy the rest of your week. What else can I say?